Hi everyone, this is Group 4 and we're going to discuss or explore about the types of bilingualism and multilingualism. So first I'm going to tackle about the meaning of bilingualism. So bi means two in mathematics, right? So it is defined as the speaker's ability to use two languages in a communication. This means they could use code switching in a communication. Code switching means alternating two languages in a communication. So today I'd like to tackle about how a person become bilingualism or multilingualism, or how a person can learn a new language. So let's find out. So first is the language learning. It is basically means gaining knowledge or gaining language from your family or friends. It is actually passed from generation to generation. Like for example, children gain the language and establish relationships with family and friends. So second is the language contact. It is caused by the immigration, conquest, and trade. It is basically means you're like moving out of the country because you have contact or having a conversation with a person with different languages. Some people become fully bilingual as a child while others learn their second language more or less as adult. Next would be the social differentiation. It is actually the primeness made between the social groups and person on the basis of biological, psychological, and socio-cultural factors. It is also known as a jargon in terms of having a conversation. Last but not the least, we have the natural process in usage. It is formed by assimilation, dissimilation, synocope, and apocope. It is usually means a casual or easily learned by the sound of the language or a word. So what really are the benefits of having a bilingualism in our society or our community? What are their contributions? So let's find out. Bilinguals are mixed with a passion for global communication. They yield specialized professionals. Yes, they are professionals. They are the ones who become corporate interpreters. They provide translation, localization services, and translate marketing for our society.
So these are the types of bilingualism. First one is compound bilingualism, refers to the ability of an individual to fluently speak and understand two languages from an early age. That means both languages are used at home or at school. This type of bilingualism occurs when a person is exposed to and acquires two languages simultaneously during childhood. It is characterized by a high level of expertise in both languages, with the individual being able to switch between them. Compound bilingualism is often seen in regions or communities where two languages are commonly spoken and used in daily life. For example, is when a child grows up in a household where both parents speak different languages, and the child learns and uses both languages interchangeably.
Let's talk about coordinate bilinguals. So what really are coordinate bilinguals? As you can see on the screen, it is the individual learns the language separately in a separate environment and maintains the separation after mastering both of the language. Like for example, in the screen, speaking native language at home while you are speaking your second language or another language in school. Learning coordinate bilinguals usually means you're working two sets of concepts. Like for example, you are speaking English in school because number one, required, or it shows professionalism, but you're speaking Tagalog at home or when you are talking with your friends. It is more likely attending school in the new country, or you know your first language or native language quite well, but you have to be able to function in the second language to be able to master both of these languages.
Okay, the last one is subordinate bilingualism. This is a kind of bilingualism referring mostly to adults learning a second language. In other words, the second language is not separated from the first one, and learners use the mother tongue to understand the second language. Subordinate bilingualism refers to a situation where an individual learns a second language later in life, usually as a result of migration or relocation to a different linguistic community. In this case, the second language is learned as a subordinate language, meaning it is used primarily in specific contexts or domains such as work or social interactions. The level of competence in the second language may vary, with some individuals achieving near native fluency while others may only acquire basic communication skills. Okay, for example, is when an adult moves to a new country and learns the language of that country in order to communicate and integrate into the new society.
Good day, everyone. And for our next slide is multilinguals. The ability to speak multiple languages. More than half of the population of the world is able to speak at least 2 languages, with some speaking 3 to 4 or even more. Multilinguals is multiple. For example, do you speak Spanish or French in addition to your English language? Then you are multilingual, which is an impressive and practical thing to be. Multilingual people can speak and write more than one language, whether that's English and Japanese or Spanish and a sign language. Now, let's move on to the types of multilinguals, which is the first one is bilingualism. It speaks 2 languages, whether you speak Tagalog or English. And second is trilingualism. You speak 3 languages. If you know English, you know Tagalog and Ilocano, that is trilingualism. And number 3 is multilingualism. Speak 4 or more languages, like Tagalog, Korean, French, or Japanese. That's a multilingualism. And for number 4 is polyglot. It is someone who learns many languages for fun. For example, a person who speaks or understands many languages. It is a polyglot, loves languages for their own sake and learns them for fun. By this definition, you can be a monolingual polyglot if you have a certain attitude towards learning languages and simply haven't started the language learning journey yet. That's all for the multilingual and the types of multilinguals.
At this point in time, we are going to discuss about the education regarding the bilingualism and multilingualism. And in this discussion, we are going to touch about the different programs that are implemented in order to improve it's either the first language or the second language or the different language of a student or the students. And there are actually a lot of types of programs that are being implemented to different schools, but we are just going to discuss few of them, and we chose the common one. First type of program is the transitional bilingual education. The primary goal of this program is to instill the fluency of English language to students without disregarding the importance of their first language or their mother tongue. And the definition of this program aims to teach students about the English language, or especially those countries or especially those students whose second language is English. And schools who have this kind of program, as the students go higher on their year levels, the more English instructions they learn from it. The second type of program is the monoliterate bilingualism, and the goal of this program is a development in both language. So remember that bilingual individual is or has the ability to speak 1 to 2 languages. So as what I said a while ago, the main goal of this program is the development on the 2 languages for oral and oral skills, focusing on reading readiness activities. And the main focus of this program is the ultimately developing literacy in English. The third type is the partial biliterate bilingualism. This kind of program has the goal of improving the fluency and literacy in both languages. The fourth type of program is the full or total bilingualism. The aim of this program is to prepare students to develop their language skills and literacy in both languages. And in this program, both languages are being used as media of instructions for all subjects. The next type of program is the immersion. In this program, students are being taught contents about the target language without harming or without disregarding their first language or their mother tongue. This is quite similar to the first program, which is a transitional bilingualism education. It's such that this type of program does not only focuses on 2 languages, rather it can be 2 or more languages, because it says here that target languages. So it depends on how many languages the students are learning in this program. The next program is the community language teaching. This program is actually adopted from the UK, Australia, and Netherlands, different countries. And this program refers to the usage of the home language or the dominant language, or the language that is mostly used in this or in that country. And that language is being taught and used to the students and for the community setting. The last program is the submersion, wherein in this program, students and pupils are combined to the students who are native or already proficient on the dominant language, and the students that are not yet proficient, their academic progress is being checked using criteria that are also similar to the native speakers, students who are native on that dominant language, for the purpose of comparison to the norm established for them. And in this discussion, we are also going to discuss about the psychological perspective regarding the bilingualism and multilingualism. Wherein psychologists found out, or some research found out, that multilingual and bilingual individuals tend to improve their reasoning and cognitive skills, and also it includes decision making. It also has been observed that the control of attention and metalinguistic awareness depends also on the linguistic nature of a person. That will sum up our discussions for today, and I hope that you learned something from us about the different types of multilingual person, bilingual person, and the education programs regarding bilingualism and multilingualism, and multilingualism education, and the psychological perspective of multilingualism and bilingualism. And that will be all, and thank you for watching and listening.